Órale, Cholo Choc, los tres chingones boxing. Shouts to all the chingones y chingonas. I just watched the weigh-ins for the fight tomorrow, and something just stuck out to me, Holmes. It was an AutoZone commercial. I guess it's sponsored by AutoZone. I'm not really sure, but it was a mother going into an AutoZone with her daughter, and she was being helped by a woman. It was an all-woman commercial at an AutoZone. What are the chances, Holmes? All right, man. Hey, let's go ahead and let's bring in the boxing scientist from Mikey TV 3651, Mr. Mike Zavala.
Ed, what it is, man? What's going on?
Not much, dog. I want to go over to the AutoZone where there's nothing behind us, dog, so we could pick up.
All right, all right. I thought you'd be a little sexist, Ed. I was like, I gotta leave the show, man. I'm liberal. I'm a liberal. Women's rights.
Hey, so David is not here. He's in Folsom. Vato was riding dirty. We all thought he was a good guy, and he got caught up, and he's in Folsom. No, he really is in Folsom. If you guys, as you guys know, he spent most of his life in law enforcement, and he's doing some work over there in Folsom. Man, he's a retired man, but he does get involved and do some work and help the guys out there, man. So shout out to Puerto Rican Rum. Gordo, gordito, ¿qué huele, carnal? Man. All right. Mikey, real quick, man. I don't know how many people actually really watch this fight. I got a chance to watch it. Johnny Beck is back. He won. He looked good, Mikey. He was supposed to look good. He didn't fight anybody. It's 160 pounds. There's not much going on at 160, but he looked good, Mikey. And he's saying, like, hey, you know what? I actually will fight Canelo. Now we know Canelo, he's booked for the rest of the year. But Mikey, next year, Yanni Beck, if you were to move up and have one, maybe two good fights, is that a fight that you'd be interested next year?
I mean, he needs to make some noise. You got to earn your keep, Ed. I mean, he's not a 168 pounder, but he is kind of tall. He's probably like 5'10", 5'10 and a half. He is kind of tall, and if he wants to move up to the division, yeah, challenge. You want Canelo right now? It looks like you want a payday, but why don't you challenge? I don't know, and Billy, challenge Pacheco, challenge one of the tops 168, and if you do go walk through them, then why not?
You know, look, where it stands right now for me, Mikey, is uh, uh, Canelo. There's nothing going on for him at 168, man. Like, there's really not much. There's really no fight that I'm like, man, I can't wait till he fights this other 168 pounder. There's nobody like that for me, at least. There's some people that may want to see him in there against Christian and Billy, which is fine. Look, whenever Canelo fights, I'll be tuned in and I'll be watching. But is there some sort of big fight at 168 that I'm waiting for Canelo to fight? No, there isn't. All the top guys, he beat him at 168. You got Diego Pacheco, which I think he's way too green. You got Christian Billy, which I think Canelo gets rid of him. But oh well, those are two fights that you can make. But there's really nothing there. I'd actually like to see Yanni Beck, now that he did this, now that he's so called back, uh, go up to 168 and have maybe one fight against a tomato can, and then maybe fight one of these other guys, like a Cato Plant, like Berlanga, like one of those guys, beat him, and then I'm like, yeah, I think if he looks good, if he looks as good as he did at 160, I think that's probably the biggest fight you could probably make at 168, or the most challenging, I guess I would say, for Canelo. Because if not, Mikey, after this year, what's at 168 for Canelo?
Yeah, I mean, Ed, I'm gonna use your the same quote you're talking you used last time. Canelo's already talking about retirement, and when you say you talk about retirement, then that's not a good sign, right? Canelo indicated that yeah, after this four fight deal with Turkey Al Sheikh, he's gonna retire. And as soon as I heard that quote you told me, you told me, I was like, Jesus Christ. So there could be holes in Canelo's game, and he's a bullseye. So is Canelo maybe tired of being a bullseye? Yeah, because everybody's headed. Everybody wants that Canelo fight from whatever weight class all the way to the top. So, yeah, man.
You know, Mikey, that's crazy that you brought that up. I saw that and I it didn't even click in my mind. But you're right. You're right, man. Canelo, for those who don't know, Canelo did come out and already mention retirement. He's already got his retirement plan after the fight. I'm sorry, after the deal with the Turk. So that's you know what, Mikey? Damn, man. That's yeah. And back
Yeah,
is a February fight. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Because right now Canelo's already booked for the rest of the year. There's not much going on at 168. What do we want to see? We want to see a rematch against a Berlanga, Munguia, Plant. I don't want to see any of those. And Billy and Pacheco really need to make some noise. Really make need to make some noise. Let's get into some of that news, Mikey, because those guys were supposed to fight each other, right? They were in negotiations, and now we know we're not going to get that fight. Rumor has it, Mikey, that the di- the comp- them not coming to an agreement was where the fight was going to be. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but Christian and Billy wanted it to be in Canada, and Diego Pacheco wanted it to be in LA. I mean, that would have been, you know what, that fight right there, Mikey, would have probably solidified Canelo's next opponent next year. What's your thoughts on that fight not falling apart? I'm sorry, that fight not happening.
yeah, that would have been. That's a good fight, man. That's a good fight for the kid. I'm talking about Pacheco, and then Billy,
Hmm.
man. If Billy walks through Pacheco, and Pacheco was never ready. Pacheco was green, and I that's the only fight that kind of intrigues me, Ed, in Canelo. That in Billy fight, that's a fun fight. He's tailor made for Canelo, and he's young, he's strong, and he there's no going back in him. And I like that fight. Well, can he beat Canelo? I think Canelo's too skilled, and he's tailor made for Canelo. But it's a good fight, man. For the older lion, uh, talking about retirement. If you got in Billy a hungry lion coming up, yeah, I like that fight, but it didn't materialize. Yeah, man, Pacheco's too green, too young to be calling shots, man.
Yeah. Hey, JC, I'm with you. Johnny Beck, like he's beating a bunch of, nobodies, but add him to the 168-pound list. I want to see him go up there and start competing with some of these guys because he's somebody new. He's somebody new. Think about the guys at 168, everyone. Canelo already beat Plant. He beat Mungia. He beat Berlanga. And he beat them in a way where I don't want to see a rematch with any one of those guys. So, put Yanni Beck in there, and if Yanni Beck looks good, that's a name you could throw in the hat, man. Pacheco next fight is against, yeah. So I don't know where that leaves in Billy, Mikey, but it looks like Pacheco, he's gonna be fighting that guy
McCumbee.
McCumbee, the guy who went toe to toe with Caleb Plant not too long ago. I mean, yeah, sure, why not? But I really wanted to see the and Billy versus Pacheco fight. What do you want to see from Christian and Billy now?
I mean, that's a challenge. The Puerto Rican, what's his name? Berlanga. Challenge Berlanga. That's a good fight. Berlanga's got experience, coming off a great loss. Not a great win, but a great loss of Canelo. Oh no, and then he's got another win,
Yeah,
right? He just knocked out
yeah, he got to win.
ex felon. All respect to all the ex felons, but yeah, he looked like he ate too many sopas, man. Uh, so yeah, so that's a good fight.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with Yanni Beck. I like Yanni Beck, but yeah, he's at 160, and there's nothing going on down there. And if he's not gonna end up fighting, uh, first of all, him fighting is Landy Lara. That fool's like 1,000 years old, man. I'd really want to see him fight Carlos Adames, but if that fight doesn't happen, move up to 168, man. And you're a new dog on that yard, and I think you can make some noise. I think his bite actually hurts, man. So we'll see what happens with that, man. But Mikey, man, let's get to Well, let's get to Richard Torres Jr. What's your thoughts on Richard Torres Jr., the fight that he had? Dang, he looks short, man. Gosh, at 6'2", he is just a short guy, man. What was your thoughts on that fight?
Oh yeah, Richard Torres, man. It's just he's a little too small for that division. Uh, he lunges in and he lunges in, and a top 10, top five fighter heavyweight in the division could time him and knock him out. Uh, a little dirty, a little wild. He trains with his father. We talked about the father son training connection. I think he needs to go with another trainer to sharpen up his fundamentals. I like he has good hand speed. He knows how to cover distance, but he's a little wild, a little wide. Um, I think he needs to sharpen up his skills if he wants to compete with these heavyweights, because these heavyweights are big, and he could get timed. He could get hurt by a top five heavyweight in the division. Yeah,
You know what, Mikey? It was a sloppy fight, man. It was a sloppy fight. It was hard to watch. I'm like, my goodness, man. Come on, man. What I want to see from Torres is more head movement. Instead of lunging in, I want to see the Mike Tyson. I want to see him come in, wham, wham. But
yeah.
instead, he lunges in with a punch, lunges in with a hook, lunges in. And if his opponent doesn't take a step back or anything, if he just kind of stands there, then they end up just clashing bodies and end up tying up. And it's just like,
It was
it was weak, dog. It was weak. I mean, he won. Don't get me wrong. Hands down, Torres did win the fight. But you know what? He needs another trainer. He needs another trainer. I want to see him work his way in side to side, man. Come in, hit that body, come around, footwork, dance around them, spinning around. You're a short guy for heavyweight nowadays, man. Watch some Mike Tyson footage. Look how that guy just used to get in. Mike Tyson was always the shorter guy. Look how that guy just used to get his way in there, right? Good footwork, speed, just bam, 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 bam. He's in there, bam, body up, bam, knocking dudes out. I would want to see that from Richard Torres. Um, I don't know, Mikey. This fight didn't really give me confidence in Richard Torres. Like, oh, you know what? I think now he's ready to step it up. For me personally, Mikey, I think he should get another fight just like the one he had. I don't think we should really step up the competition. He doesn't look ready for much. What? How say you?
yeah. I mean, it was a good win. This Italian fighter, he's French or Italian? What's his name?
I think he was
He
Italian.
Italian cat. Yeah, it's Brunello. What's his name? Ginello. He was solid, man. He was solid. He had a great knockout percentage. He was 6'5", 6. Yeah, he was a tall, big dude, and he did get hurt. Richard Torres got hurt. He recovered. Got hurt a couple of times, so he showed us something there. He could take a punch, but you can't keep taking these type of punches in the heavyweight division. He's not ready yet. Uh, he needs to work on his jab, lunging and lunging and lunging. You're gonna get caught. Uh, I still see a little bit of potential in him. I'm not gonna count him out yet, but yeah, he needs to get another trainer, I think, and work on what you're saying. Work off the jab and use his qualities. He's got good footwork, good foot speed to cover distance, but just jumping in, jumping in, jumping in. That's just the same thing the whole fight. A guy like I don't know Usyk or any top guy will just time him and knock him out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just like, man, you okay? You're a short guy. Use that to your advantage. But he definitely smothers himself. I didn't like the fight, man. It was tough to watch unless he was gonna land a really good one. I mean, it was tough to watch, man. So I mean, he won. He won. But what's next for him? I don't know, Mikey. What's another opponent? I think just another kind of like no name guy because I don't. I want to root for Richard. I want to make this clear. I want Richard to make some noise. I really do, man. The kid's got a good look to him. He's from Cali and all that stuff, man. And I want this kid to become great. Right now, I don't know, man. I'm kind of losing a little bit of hope, man. So, what say you, Mikey? Should he step up competition? Should it just be another kind of opponent like this?
There's some names, Ed. There's some names. Andy Reese. You could match him up with Andy Reese. That's a good name. Two Mexicans. You know it's gonna be a firefight, a shootout. He can fight with Andy Reese. Baby, what's his name? Baby, that just got knocked out. He just came back. Baby
Oh,
Nelson.
Anderson.
Baby Anderson, and then there's the other one. It's not. Is it Baby Nelson? The other fat guy that Andy Reese fought and went to war with him. Uh, what's his name?
You talking about
Andy Reese,
Miller?
Miller. Baby Miller.
Miller. Yeah.
Miller.
He
So
he's he's got he's got a fight coming up.
okay,
He
so
has a fight coming
those
up.
type of opponents, But yeah, now these top guys, even that Middle Eastern dude that knocked out Big Zhang, that guy don't even put him in there. That guy's a little smaller. He's probably like 6'2", but he goes to the body and he just destroyed Big Bang Zhang. So yeah, not those guys, but those under those other guys with names and you can look good. Yeah, Torres and Reese, both American. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
American. All right,
I,
Dimitro, come on, Jesus
just throw him
Christ.
in there anyway. I don't. It doesn't matter. I look. Even a Zilang Zhang. I would say Zilang. I think Zhang is pretty much done, man. He's in his 40s. He got
Yeah,
knocked out. I think Zhang is pretty much done.
that's a good.
Um,
Yeah,
Joe Joyce just had a fight over the weekend. Um, Demetrio saying his wife looked good, but Joy Joyce did not look good in that ring, man. He lost, but it was a good fight. He's a good scrapper, man.
yeah.
I like him. I think Joe Joyce might put be a little too much for Richard Torres right now, man. And he's coming off a loss. So man, I want Richard Torres to do good, but he needs to train. He needs to get a more elite trainer and definitely use his footwork, some speed, and work his way in there, not just be lunging forward. Because Timothy Bradley was saying, you know what? If that tall Guido, if he just sidestep or if he just backstep and came up, man, he would have caught Torres. He
Hmm.
would have caught him because he's just lunging forward, Mikey. He's just
And he
like
got
a
him.
head down and just lunging forward, trying to close the distance with
Yep.
one leap. But if Guido just when he leaps, he just takes a step back and uppercuts it. But he never really did that. So, yeah, man, I like Torres, but no, man, Ruiz Torres would be good. Yeah, that'd be a good one, man. I like that. Let's see if you could get Ruiz back in the ring. But Mikey, let's go to the land of koalas and kangaroos, man, where Joey Spencer Jr. just couldn't make it past 4 rounds. Damn, Mikey. I was impressed, man. I was impressed. But talk to me about this fight, big dog.
Yeah, I mean Tim Tszyu did what he had to do, right? Joey Spence, I, I, I didn't see nothing dangerous about him. There was nothing dangerous. The only thing dangerous about him if Tim Tszyu was in, if he was in on his Q's and P's, and we would have seen the effects of him being knocked out and losing 2 fights in a row, right? We didn't see that, but Joey Spence is not a dangerous fighter. Uh, Tim Tszyu, what I've seen is he fights the same. Yes, maybe he's the type of opponent he fights, but he has a high guard and he chops you down. I need to see versatility from Tim Tszyu, especially if he faces Virgil or Boyachik and the rest of the top 54s. You can't just fight with a high guard and just walk them down. You got to show versatility like Virgil did. Virgil fights in the mid range. He fights in the inside. Virgil uses his jab. He boxes. I need to see some versatility from him. Maybe this fight he didn't have to do it, but I hope he has more tools in the toolbox. Because all I seen from Tim Tszyu is that he fights the same. High guard, he chops you down. Great win, great stoppage. Another kind of type of opponent like Joey Spence, like that, and maybe we can talk about him competing again with the big boys at 54, but not yet. I'm not gonna give him his propers 100% yet. And sorry about that, Ed.
Okay. All right. All right. So, okay, let me say this, man. Let me say this. First of all, people keep coming down on Joey Spencer, man. Like if he's complete trash. He's not great, but he's not trash either. He's a decent
Yeah,
fighter. But I completely keep hearing people saying like, "Oh, Joey Spencer, he's trash, man." No, he's not. But he's not good or great. He's somewhere in the middle of the pack. He's a C plus fighter. So first, let's get that out the way. He's not complete garbage. Tim Zoo, this is exactly what he needed. He needed somebody that was going to stand in front of him and fight him, right? And it was just, at least for me, Mikey, it was just a confidence booster after taking a beating like he took from Madrimov, Bakrov Madrimov.
yeah.
Um, yeah, after taking a beating like that, I just think Tim Zoo needed to get his confidence back, and I think he did. I think he did. Now, do I think Tim Zoo after this fight? Do I think he's ready for the top guys at 154? Not quite yet. That's why I like where they're headed. It doesn't mean it's a guarantee. It doesn't mean it's gonna go down like this. But him versus Keith Thurman, I'm interested. Mikey, how say you?
Yeah, you know what? That's another good fight for Tim Zoo, confident booster. If Tim Zoo's back, he'll walk through. What's his name? Um, he'll walk through him.
Thurman?
Yeah, he'll walk through Thurman. I even forgot his name because he hasn't fought in so long. He just fought, but after that, like, yeah, Thurman shouldn't be in the ring with Tim Zoo, the real Tim Zoo. So if Tim Zoo destroys him, yeah, that's a confident builder, like you said, and it's a name. It's Thurman, although it's not Thurman anymore. But yeah, Thurman's talking trash. He said that he's motivated. He was telling Tim Zoo, "I'm motivated," and Tim Zoo was like, "Yeah, but motivated. He should have been back." And then that's what Thurman said. Well, yeah, that's why I'm motivated. So they're all playing back and forth. Like, so yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I look, and I think it sells. I think it's a good fight, man. But they have to do it in Australia. They have to do it south of the equator. I don't think that fight sells really good over here. Um, I like it, man. I like it. Make that fight happen. If he does to Thurman, Mikey, if first of all that fight's not even made, but we're just talking about if it were to happen. If he does to Thurman what he did to Spencer, would you say Keith Thurman is now back? I'm sorry. That would you say that Tim Zoo's back?
I can't say it. He Thurman's not even. He can't compete with the big dogs at 54. The only thing I'm gonna see a little bit more of his bag. I'm talking about Tim Zoo a little bit because with Thurman has footwork and some Thurman can bang or Thurman can box. So we're gonna see if Tim Zoo can box with him a little bit, can show a little bit more of his bag. Because Spencer was good, but he was there. Thurman's gonna give you some boxing. He's gonna give you different looks. So we're gonna see a little bit more. I'm gonna study like okay, I see something different now. And Thurman does pack a punch. I think nah, not at 54, huh?
No,
But Thurman does
he
have he just knocked out.
he stopped his opponent, Mikey. He stopped his
Uh,
opponent.
who's his opponent? Like Dave says, who's that guy? What did he
It,
fight?
it, it- his name is Brock, homie. That's a tough guy name, dog. How many vatos named Brock that are like weak, dog? With a
Yeah.
name like Brock, it's like, damn, that vato's tough, Holmes.
So yeah, I mean, he knocked out Brock. I don't know who that is. I hope it's Brock Lesnar because other than that, but yeah, I gotta see his bag, man. I gotta see his versatility. I need him to see I want different tricks, different. I want to see something different. If it's the same Tim Zoo, these guys, these Russians and Virgil, man, Virgil, nah, man, you can't compete. Not even with the Puerto Rican kid. What's your boy's name?
With that, Xander Zayas?
Yeah, Xander Zaya will give him a boxing lesson, man. Right, right. Am I right, Ed? Am I right?
I
Come
don't.
on,
You know what? Okay,
that's your
okay.
boy.
No,
That's your
I know. Yeah.
boy.
Hey, okay. First of all, JC, I'll meet you at the middle. Let's just say C minus. Let's say C minus. I'll meet you at the. I will meet in the middle, JC. Okay. I look, Mikey. See, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing, and it's crazy how 154 blew up, right? Because not too long ago, Mikey, there was two top dogs. I mean, top dogs. Jermel Charlo and Tim Zoom. They were supposed to fight each other to find out who is the man. Now, Jermel Charlo had all the straps. Hands down, he was the guy, right? And the only one that was there where people were like, "Ooh, man, I don't know, man. I think this guy can knock Jermel Charlo off his throne." But the fight never took place. It's crazy that Tim Zoo was in that position and 154 blew up like in 3 years, how with a snap of a finger, to the fact where it's like, hey Timmy, you're probably towards like the bottom of the barrel, man. These guys are much past you. I still think Tim Zoo has a lot of gas in the tank. um I think he beats Fundora. I do. uh Xander Zayas, that's a good question, Mikey. That's a good question. I don't see Xander Zayas stopping anybody at 154. I don't. I don't think he's got the power. He doesn't have snap to his punches. However, outboxing guys at 154, I could see that. I see that. Maybe not the top guys, but Tim Zoo, that'd be interesting, man. That'd be interesting. But definitely, I do think Tim Zoo beats Fundora, the Towering Inferno, dog. I think he takes
I
it
don't
to
know.
him.
I don't
he
know.
takes it.
Fedora's looking good, man. We'll
He
see.
takes it to him, Mikey. He takes it
All right.
to him,
Well, we got
dog.
to see the rematch. We got to see the rematch. It's up to Tim Zoo. It's up to Tim Zoo to get those wins, stack those wins, and get that rematch.
Yeah. So I mean, I hopefully, man, they get this Thurman fight across the line, and hopefully Tim Zoo's back. But I'm with you, Mikey. I'm with you, man. Not a lot of head movement. At the same time, did he have to move his head a lot to win this fight? Not really. So maybe that could have been it. I don't know, but yeah, I didn't really see a lot of head movement. You can't. He's not going to be able to stand there and just throw chingazos back to back with a Virgil Ortiz, with a Boa Check, with with any of these guys, dog. So he's going to need to, move his head a little bit more. So yeah, but no, man. Hey, look, good for Tim Zoo. So we'll see if he's back or not, man. Hey, Mikey, uh, let's get into a little bit of cheese, man. A little bit of news before we get to the fights tomorrow. One thing is we have a new, yes, chingones y chingonas, we have a new WBC World Boxing Council champion, Mikey, that goes by the name of David Benavides. We have a new champion, Mikey. So here's how it goes down to the best that I can explain it and the research that I've been doing. And that is that after the second fight with Beterbiev and Bivol, the WBC came out and ordered a mandatory. However, they were not next in line to order a mandatory. The ones that were next in line to order the mandatory was the IBF. And I had said a few weeks back, doesn't matter whom Bivol fights next, he will lose either the IBF or the WBC. Now, people have asked and questioned Mariso Suleiman, why are you doing this? Why it's not your turn. You allowed certain fighters to sit on the WBC without stripping them for a long time. Why would you jump in front knowing that the IBF was next? Why would you go ahead and do this? So now he has to choose, okay, either lose the WBC or lose the IBF. And you could go back a little bit in history. I remember when the WBC, when Mauricio came out and he said that the WBC will not be sanctioning any fights with a Russian because Russia invaded Ukraine. And I thought that was BS, Mikey. I thought that was stupid. I thought that was dumb. I was like, are you kidding me, dog? You're going to go ahead and penalize dudes for being Russian? Like, the Vato doesn't even live in Russia, right? So you put him in this position where it didn't, if he decided to fight Benavides, which I would have been a fan of, Mikey, he would have still lost the belt. He would have lost the IBF. If he fights his mandatory for the IBF, he was going to lose the WBC. The WBC, Suleiman went ahead and did this on purpose, Mikey. If you ask me, they did this on purpose, and now David Benavides got sent. He is a full champion, which I think is nonsense. I think it's stupid. I think you should fight for the championship, even if you're going to strip him even if you're going to strip him, which I think is dumb already. But don't just hand the belt over. Say like, okay, the WBC is vacant, so you know what? David versus Colin Smith, and the winner gets the title. But have a fight for it. Don't just make somebody. Oh, you're elevated to full champion. No, chale, dog. Mikey, what's your thoughts on all this, man?
Yeah, and that was a great point, man. I do agree with what you said. It looks bad being an email champion, right? David Benavides is the email champion. Fight for it. All right, you're gonna strip Bivol, which Bivol has a contract, right? He signed the contract, and there's a rematch and there's rubber matches, right? According to what I heard, that it was in the contract.
Yeah,
There was whoever wins and the tiebreaker or whatever. It was in the contract, and the WBC, they're known to wait for. They're known to be patient. Look what they did with Charlo, even with Canelo, right? They let him do some fights and fight some mandatories and not mandatories, but number one contenders, and they made David Benavides wait until they gave him his chance, and then Benavides didn't get that chance. He moved up in weight, but the WBC, man, they're having an internal war with Turkey Al Sheikh. Turkey Al Sheikh has his own belt. Remember when they took a picture when Canelo took a picture, they didn't let him hold
right.
the WBC belt. So a picture said 1,000 words. Read between the lines, and the 1,000 words is there's a war with Turkey Al Sheikh and Marisa Suleiman. And Marisa Suleiman said, "Oh, you don't want my belt," or so he's taking the belt away from him. He stripped Bivol. So now David Benavides has the belt, and now people are saying Canelo should fight Benavides for that belt. So it made it more intriguing. It made it more intriguing for fans, for boxing fans, and Benavides. Now he has a belt, and he's talking trash to Canelo when he didn't have no belts. So now he has a belt, and the internet is going wild, man. The internet is going wild.
You okay? Okay. There's a good point right there, Mikey, and you're 100% right. It does actually make it intriguing. Hey, Canelo, would you go back up to 175 for a championship belt? Because now David does have one, and that's the fight that a lot of people want to see. Would you entertain that? I don't know. He has says he would like to get a championship up there. I don't know, but now he's talking about retirement after his deal with the Saudis. I don't know. Maybe you could throw that in as his last fight, possibly. So now it does make it somewhat interesting. My thing is this, Mikey. By no means whatsoever do I defend Turkey al Sheikh or anything of that sort, man. I've said it, and I do not apologize for it. Okay, I do not like the fact that it's a Saudi that is doing all these fights. I want the fights. It's cool. I wanted it to be an American. I don't care if Turkey Al Sheikh looked exactly the same that he does now, and he was Saudi, but he was born and raised in Detroit. Like his parents came from Saudi Arabia, but he was born and raised in, I don't know, Detroit or something, and he kept, stuck to his Saudi Arabian roots. I'd be cool with it. I just wanted it to be an American. I don't care white, black, Chicano, raza, Asian, whatever. I just want it to be an American, right? So I don't like it, but oh well. He's making the fights happen. And you're right, Mikey. There was that footage of like, no, 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 don't bring in the WBC. We got our own belt over here. And this thing where boxing fans are like, oh, the Turk, he's dirty. He's dirty. Man, homie, all these sanctioning bodies are freaking
Exactly.
dirty, man.
Exactly.
Don't make it seem like boxing is a clean sport and here comes, the dirty Turk to dirty the sport up, to dirty the pure clean sport up of boxing. Chale, dog, this sucker is dirty from the floor up, man. So don't think like, oh man, all these sanctioning bodies, they're all clean and nothing to worry about here, folks. But now with the Turk, now our clean sport is in jeopardy. Chales, I don't like it, Mikey. I think it's stupid. And by the way, here's the thing: when it comes to Mauricio Sulaman, okay, he came out and he said that he's not going to sanction any fight with a Russian. All right,
Oh yeah.
as soon as Bivol won that fight, all right, that was in February. Here we are in April. He's stripped. Okay, why Russian? All right, because the war. And I'm not gonna get all political, but here's the thing: what a lot of people don't understand, and I understand where everyone's coming from. Holmes, I'll give an example. I get it. You think a lot of people think there's a lot of Russians in boxing. No, there isn't. There's very, very few. I completely understand. To us, it's just nobody cares, dog, about Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan and all these other. To us, it's just one big ass Russia. You know what I mean? There's a lot of countries in Eastern Europe, but we don't we don't know the difference. We don't care. We don't look at the flags. We don't nothing. It's not like, oh man, he's from Kazakhstan. He's not Russian. Oh, he's from Uzbekistan. He's from. Yeah, to us, it's just one big ass Russia. It's that. So we think that there's a lot of Russians, but there's not. There's just very, 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 very few Russians in boxing. It's like, to give the example, to some people, the south of the border, homie, it's one big ass Mexico. There's not a lot of people that see a difference of like, oh no, that's Guatemala, that's Honduras, that's El Salvador, that's Nicaragua. That's to them, just one big ass Mexico. Like what I don't know, what's the difference? It's just south of the border, one big ass Mexico. Just the way some people see that, that's the way so many of us see it over there. It's just one big ass Russia. But in reality, I don't. There's very, 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 very few Russian fighters. A lot of these other guys that everybody says are Russian, they're not. They're not fighters. Lomachenko is not Russian. Triple G wasn't Russian. Sergey Boychuk isn't Russian. A lot of these guys, they're not Russian, right? But to us, it's just one big ass Russia, so I get it. But do you think, Mikey, that Suleiman had Mexico invaded Belize in Central America, do you think Suleiman would have came out and said like, "Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna sanction any fight with a Mexicano of Mexican descent"? No, this fool is as dirty as they come, man. I don't like it. I think it's dumb. It's stupid. But to your point, Mikey, does it make it somewhat interesting with the whole Canelo and Benavides thing? Yeah, actually, it kind of does. It ain't right. It's not right. But yeah, it actually kind of does, man. So I mean, this is ridiculous, man. I don't know, Mikey. What we got the trilogy coming up in October. What does Benavides do from here?
I think Benavides should get a fight with Smith, Colin Smith. That's a fight right there. But now Eddie Hearns, I heard rumors that Eddie Hearns not going to want to let Colin Smith fight. He rather let Colin Smith fight the winner of Better Biev and Bivol, and they want Bivol to win. But yeah, the winner because I think Colin Smith became the number one contender. One of the number one contenders of the belt. I'm not exactly 100%. He's up, right?
Y-
He's up next.
Yeah, yeah. He's somewhere in the mix. The thing is, only if Bivol wins would that fight be interesting. Because if
Yeah,
Better Biev wins, we already saw that, man. I mean, Better Biev put hands on Colin Smith, and I like Colin Smith. I'm a fan of Colin Smith, but yeah, no, I really, honestly, Mikey, I really want to see Benavides versus Colin Smith.
yeah,
That's
that's
a
a bad.
fight I definitely want to see that, man. But I mean, Mikey, we got the rest of the year. What does Benavides do?
Yeah, I mean, there's some good competition at 175. Not great, but there's some names up there that you can mix him up. He can move. He's a big boy. He can move and challenge Zurdo. They're saying that. Uh, yeah, I mean, wait for the winner of Bivol and Better Be. If that's what we're anticipating, that's what we want. We want Benavides to jump with one of those guys. But meanwhile, the Colin Smith or there's another guy that Better Be have knocked out. African. He's African descent, but he lives in England, so I don't know what they're called. English or something. What's his name?
Yeah.
Brother. What's his name? Not
I think I know who you're talking about. Help us out, someone in the chat. But yeah, you know what? Look, because that fight, Mikey, doesn't take place in October. So I do not want Benavides just to sit on his hands because then that fight doesn't happen until next year, homie. And it doesn't, it's not like it's going to happen in the beginning of next year. It won't happen till like maybe this time next year, you know?
yeah.
So I don't want him to sit on his hands. I want him to at the very, very extremely very least have one fight, but he should have more than that. And yeah, he could fight. There's a couple of good guys in there, man. Hopefully, he could fight somebody like an Anthony Yard.
Yard. That's
Uh,
what I'm saying. Anthony Yard,
yeah, he
Smith.
could fight an Anthony Yard. The Common Smith, I'm not really sure if they'll go for that, but uh, somebody, man. But I don't think he should just sit on his hands and just say like, you know what? I'm gonna wait to take the winner of Better BF and Bivol trilogy because then it's like, so you're not gonna fight for the rest of the year? Like, and the WBC is gonna allow that? The WBC is just gonna allow you to sit on your hands to not fight? I'm not down with this, man. I'm not down with Suleiman doing this kind of backdoor stuff, dog. But boxing's been dirty, man. For everybody complaining, for the ones that are complaining about the Turk, stop it, dog. Boxing's dirty already. It's already dirty. So don't. Oh man, he's dirty. You can't. It's dirty all over the place, man. So
And Ed, just to make sure, yeah, it's Suleiman, and also they're going to war. But Turk also said that he's not going to bid. He didn't bid for the Beterbiev, I mean for the Bivol and Benavides fight. Supposedly they went on the bid or something. And also he said, I'm not. I don't want that fight. He wants fight number three. And David, he doesn't want to do business with Al Heyman too. There's a lot of inside behind the scenes type of things going on with the turkey. So they're all dirty, like you said, man.
you know. Okay, here's a good thing about the Turk, and it's not even the Turk being a good person or being good. Just his presence I think is good in certain for certain reasons. Now it looks like Top Rank and PBC are starting to come together a little bit to make some fights, which is a good thing because you never really saw that happening. But now it looks like Top Rank and PBC are like, oh, and you know what? That's good for us over here because both of those promotions are American promotions. So I mean, that's a good thing. It looks like these guys are starting to come together a little bit. They're going to start putting some fights together. Some, not everything is in the, not all the pieces of the puzzle are going to fit together. Not all the fights are going to be made, but it looks like they're starting to come together a little bit, and hopefully that's a good thing because this threat of the Turk, just his presence, is getting promoters to think like, hey, we got to start doing something, man. So at the very least, there's that, man. But Mikey, we got a welterweight fight tomorrow in Boots Ennis versus Montes Steniones. Um, I've watched pretty much everything there is to watch for this welterweight attraction. Um, what's your thoughts on this fight? To give it to us, man. Let's start with the Montes Steniones. What do you think about him? What do you think about his style?
I like Stenionis, but he's been off for, according to my notes, he hasn't fought since when he was trying to fight Virgil, right? Those three times that fight failed. That's how long he hasn't been in the ring?
Yeah, so yeah, and basically that's when everybody started paying attention to him. Most people didn't really know too much about him until his name started mixing in with Virgil, but Virgil came down with Rapto, and he did have a fight after that. He did because that fight fell apart, I think, twice, and he did have a fight after that. And yeah, it's been a minute or two.
He hasn't fought. I'm looking at my notes. I wrote them real quick, but he hasn't fought in a while. He hasn't fought in a while. Boots also hasn't been in the ring as much, but he has a little bit more. He's been in the ring more. Boots got the advantage. Ed, he's tall. He's longer. He can give you angles and all that. But as we saw with what's it, Karen, the his last fight, uh, he did have trouble with angles. He did have trouble in the inside. So Chingones is good at the inside, man. Does he have the biggest power in the inside? It's 60%. He has 60% knockout percentage, and he's a banger. And Boots is known to get hit in the inside and to be careless and do stuff fundamentally that you don't supposed to do. And Stanionis, he'll take advantage of that. If he's in his Q's and P's and he's not rusty, I'm giving Boots Ennis the edge because yeah, I learned my lesson to give fighters give them too much credit when they haven't been active. So Boots can get hurt. He can get hurt and get chopped down. But yeah, I think Seniones hasn't been in the ring. It's been a while, so yeah, I don't know how the fight's gonna go, man. I think Boots got it.
Who should be the aggressor?
I think Stanionis. That's how he fights. He can't box. He can't go on the back foot. Boots can do a little bit of he can do a little bit of everything. But I think Stanionis should be the aggressor and Boots work those angles, turn them, stab jab, use your jab, change what is it your stance and yeah I think it should be Stanionis that should be the aggressor.
Okay. All right. And who do you give? Who should start fast, man? Or should anybody start fast? Should there be some field out rounds, or should Stanionis just immediately start putting pressure on them?
Man, I mean, I gotta really think about it. I th- I think Stanionis should just jump on him. Because the longer the fight goes, what is Stanionis gonna do? Um, he should just start chopping them down to the body, investing to the body. I think you got to invest to the body so you can start chopping them down little by little. Well, if you're talking about rushing them to the first round, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. There's going to be a fill out round, but he can't wait later in the fight. They're going to give it to Boots. Boots is the name that's the next American star, quote unquote. So he needs to start. He needs to pick it up, but I don't know from the first round, right? But he needs to pick it up in the early rounds. He need to win. He needs to win some rounds and invest in the body. So in the second half of the fight, he can do what he has to do.
Hey, Mikey, Stanionis only has 15 fights. This will be his 16th fight. Does that worry you at all?
I mean, he doesn't have they both don't have. If you look at both guys' record, they don't have great names under them. So there's question marks in Ed and Sanionis, but there's also question marks in Boots. They both make mistakes. They both haven't been with A+ fighters. So yes, I have questions, but I also have questions for Boots. So this is a good fight for two guys that are good, that but could be great or could be good contenders and can face the big dogs and they can move up or I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're good names, but they still haven't been proven.
Man, okay. All right, because Boots, he's got 33 fights. So they're both
Versus who?
undefeated.
That's what they would say. Versus who?
All right,
Dia? Dia's
Stanionis has okay. Okay, Stanionis has over 200 amateur fights. Okay, all right, that's where that comes in. But in the professional ranks, he only had this is only gonna be his 16th fight. All right, he's got 9 knockouts out of those 15 wins. Boots Ennis has 29 knockouts out of the 33 wins. All right, man. Let me tell everybody something, dog. Okay, first of all, this is a unification match. It is for the IBF, the WBA, and the Ring Championship. Okay, to me, this is an easy one, man. I think Boots stops him.
who
I
stops him?
think Boots, yeah, yes. I think Boots stops him in 6 rounds. Um, seeing them train, seeing them do what they're doing, Boots has good footwork. He can get around you. He could spin you around. I don't really see that much good footwork from Stanionis. I kind of see him going forward. The speed, definitely Boots has that. Stanionis, I'm not sure he's going to be able to know what to do with Boots just spinning or making him spin around in circles and then taking him this way and then back the other way. I think Boots is going to be too much for Stanionis, and it's over in 6 rounds, man. I think it's over in 6 rounds. I don't think it's that good of a fight. I think Stanionis maybe puts up a decent first 2 rounds, but once Ennis gets warmed up and he's on it, that's it, man. I think he's on it, and he's gonna make Stanionis look like any other average fighter that Boots has been in there with. So I don't think it's really going to be that good of a fight, man. Well, I mean, it'll be entertaining because you see Boots, because I think I think he's pretty damn good, man. And right now at welterweight, I favor him over everybody.
Yeah, Ed. I mean, just quick numbers. Yeah, Stanley hasn't been in the ring for the last 11 months. He only fought 3 times in the last 4 years. The only chance he has is Boots can't make weight anymore. Boots is a big kid. Boots is a big kid,
Mm.
and he even talked about it that when he had a terrible performance versus his last opponent, he said, I don't know what it is, man. He didn't look so. I think it's the weight. He said that he couldn't make the weight. In other words, if you really go back and listen to the post fight interview, he said he couldn't make the weight. So what, Ed? What if he can't make weight and he looks terrible and he's weak? That's the only chance. But like I said, this guy hasn't been in the ring as long. He doesn't have the best skills. He's just a come forward banger type of fighter. Boots has all the tools in the toolbox to do what he wants to do. He's taller, length, he has the length, and he has better footwork. But Boots does get hit. We don't get tricked by that pretty things the Floyd Mayweather things he does. He still gets hit. But like you said, man, I think Boots is probably gonna stop him. I'm gonna give it to Boots. I don't
I,
want to go against the grain on the guy that hasn't fought. If Sabonis would have had some fights under him and he would have been busy, I'll say, nah, man, I'm gonna prove you wrong, Ed. I'm gonna go for the underdog. But yeah,
I, Okay, you know what, Mikey? Okay, you brought up a great point. I forgot about that, but you're right. You're absolutely right, man. Boots said that he's having trouble making that weight. Now, they had the weigh-ins, and he made the weight. He came in at 40. Came in at 46 something. You're right. So maybe that's taking a lot out of him. How much does it take out of him? I'm looking at Montesteniones though, Mikey. I don't see speed. I don't see great footwork. I don't see great head movement. He's just kind of like a tough, rugged, just tough fighter. And I'm not going to say that Boots Ennis is something special. He can be. I don't know if we need to see once the competition like really steps up. Um, but I just see a lot more tricks that Ennis has in the hat to bring out, man. I think he's got a lot more aces up his sleeve to bust out. And Montesteniones is just kind of this keep your head down, go forward. I don't see a lot of speed, throw some power punches, not a lot of footwork, not a lot of head movement. And I just think Boots Ennis is a dance around him, landing, popping some good shots. I think he drops Stanionis, man, before they stop it. I don't think maybe he knocks him out, but I think the referee just waves it off in a TKO. And like you said, Mikey, he hadn't been in the ring in a long time, man. And to get in there with the Boots Ennis, I don't know. This guy moves a lot. He's not a boring fighter. I'm talking about Boots Ennis. He's not a boring fighter, but he does move around a lot.
yeah.
Uh, Ennis decision or possibly knockout. All right, Mikey. So call it. Does it go the distance? What round is it over in? So you're saying Boots, but does it go the distance?
Ah, man, this guy, like you said, Ed, and I see it too. He's tailor made for Boots. Boots has trouble with like Karen. Karen gave you a little bit of everything. He had skills. He had footwork. This guy's just come a forward type fighter, and Boots Ennis is a matador, man. He's gonna stab him, move to the side, stab him, move to the side. But he still has holes in his game, and he hasn't been proven. So they both have something to prove. But from the eye test and what I've seen, Boots should win this fight, man. He's got the skills to pay the bills, man. He's a real deal Holyfield on paper, and what I've seen versus the opponents, which they're subpar opponents. They're not elite opponents, but I'm gonna go for Boots, man.
Hey, Luciano, you could say the same thing about Emonte Steniones. Steniones is a champion, and I'm not defending Boots Ennis. I'm not defending Boots Ennis. At the same time, 147 right now is not really the dream division that it's been for many, many years. I mean, think about who the other champions are. Esteca Barrios. I mean, come on, man. I like Esteca Barrios, but I don't think he's that great of a fighter. Brian Norman Jr., I'd like to see him fight Boots Ennis. Um, I mean, honestly, man, I favor my boy Connor Ben. He's not a champion though, but and Montesteniones, he's a champion right now. He is a legitimate champion. Who has he fought? So, what we could throw on Boots Ennis, like, oh man, he hasn't fought. Oh, he's a champion, but who did he fight to win that title? We could do the same thing with
Stenio.
Stanionis, which is good. Which is good. Why this fight is happening, so we can start finding out. Okay, who is you know the top dogs at 147? And if I had to choose between Stanionis and Boots, it's Boots, man. He's got more tricks in the bag than Stanionis. But hey, that's why they make the fights, right? So we could find out. So Mikey, what did you call? What did you call what round? Or you called the
I haven't called the round. I don't know. It's the thing. I don't know. Boots. I love Boots, but he's not. I'm not 100% confident in Boots. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I could call it. He'll knock him out. Uh, what are you going for? Maybe I'll agree with you, Ed.
I'm saying it's over in the sixth round, man.
6 rounds. I'm gonna
It's in
say
the sixth round.
after the 6 rounds, Boots is gonna step it up and stop him. I'm gonna say Kobe. Let's go, Kobe. 8.
Okay.
Number 8.
All right. Okay. Okay. This is how I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go two decent competitive rounds, and Ennis is gonna warm up in those 2 rounds, seeing that Stenionis cannot keep up with his speed, cannot keep up with his footwork, cannot keep up with anything. I think Stenionis can hurt Ennis with his punches, definitely. But everything outside of that, I favor Boots, man, and I think he's gonna realize that, and he's not gonna want to step on the gas and get caught by a Stenionis punch that can definitely hurt him and rock him. So I think he does step it up, but he doesn't get too careless and starts breaking them down in the next 4 rounds, and it's over in 6, man. I think he busts them up, and that's it, man. So that's what I'm saying. But anything else, Mikey, before we wrap it up?
Yeah, you said you were gonna talk about Tio. I think there was some rumors Tio and no, we talked about Benavides, huh?
Yeah.
No, I think we covered everything. Canelo talking about retirement. That was the thing that took me that kind of like, oh man, hopefully he's just playing possum, not possum, but he's playing hard to get so he can get another bag from Turkey Al because he's a dumbass.
But Mikey, let me ask you this now. Let me ask you this. Now that he brought up retirement, are you a little concerned that he could lose again?
Nah, man. Versus Crawford versus the Cuban, no. Versus Bivol, now that's gonna motivate him. That fight is gonna
Okay.
motivate him. If someone could talk about retirement and this, it's Canelo. He's the ultimate athlete. He's putting in work in the gym. If we see like, oh yeah, he's drinking or he's not. No, that guy puts in work, man. He's putting in that work. He's drinking some type of South American. Is it? I think it's tea. Messi drinks that. I don't know if you've seen him. He made headlines of that because of that. It's a
No.
tea that helps you recover. And Messi drinks that. Messi's the goat, right? So
Right.
Canelo's drinking that, and he's from South America, from the mountains of South America. So Canelo's motivated, man. I think he's just playing hard to get so Turkey could drop the bag again, man.
Mikey, let me ask you this one. Let me ask you this one. There are a lot of boxing experts picking Crawford to win this fight. Does that make you rethink anything?
Man, I'll retire from boxing. I'll retire from the show. Who are these boxing experts? Dante's boxing, Eagle boxing. Who's these experts? Come on, dude. Are you seriously kidding me? Like this guy's a 147 pounder moving up to 168, not taking a tune up fight. Like how is he gonna win? How is he gonna? I don't see it. No power. He's 40 years old. If he was 30, he was 26. I was like, all right, you know what? He's 40 years old. I don't get it.
Wow. Wow. Well, I mean, there's one right there. Shout out to Conrad. He's
I
saying
got
Bud.
Bud.
There are people, Mikey. There are quite a few people that think that Bud will win this fight, man.
Who's that? Mile High?
Yeah, Mile
Who's
High
that?
Hustle. Yeah,
Mile High. Let's put some money on that, man. How is he gonna beat him? He's 40 years old, past his prime, 147 pounder. No elite fighters in this resume, and he beat a guy what's it in that was a drug addict, alcoholic that got in two accidents before he fought Crawford. What's his name? Junior
Spence.
Spence Junior.
Yeah,
Come on, Canelo fought Mayweather. Be whoa. He went undisputed in 10 months and a half. He's 5'7", knocking big dudes out like Berlanga, 200 plus pounds, moving up to 75. It's like this guy's the you gotta appreciate him Mile High because he's leaving. Because he's leaving sooner than later. You better appreciate him, brother.
all right, man. Hey, well, we'll definitely get into that. Hey, you know what? Canelo has to get past Skull Netlo first.
Oh my
So,
God.
hey, dog. Hey, he's Cubano. He's Cubano from Europe.
Hey,
So, hey, we, we,
go
we
get it.
gotta we gotta get past that, man. So, I got the that blue demon right here, Holmes. We'll ask him who's gonna win that fight when the time comes. All right, man. That's gonna wrap it up. Um, I'll be on next week, but I won't be here next Friday. So we got I'll be in Vegas for WrestleMania. Um, I'll see what we do with the channel for the next week. But yeah, I definitely won't be here next Friday, man. But saludos to you, Mikey. Do the damn thing, brother. All right, man. That is Mike Zavala from Mikey TV 365. Cholo Truck, Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Enjoy the fights. Whatever you guys do this weekend, be safe doing it so we could come back and do it again. Catch you guys on next round.